Hey, boys and girls. We are working on ordering integers and other rational numbers. This is lesson 8 in module 3. So you see before you a list of rational numbers. And if you remember, rational numbers are any number that can be represented by a ratio or a fraction. So it can be whole numbers, decimals, fractions, positive and negative. So with this list, we have negatives and positives. So before you order them, one of the first things to do is put them into two groups. And realistically, the best two groups to put them in are the negatives and the positives. So I'm going to start with the negative numbers. So I'm going to put -5, -4. And you notice as I'm writing these, I am crossing them out on my list. -3 3/5. And -4 1/10. Okay, so there's my negative numbers. Now I'm going to do my positive numbers. So I have 6 zeros in the middle. It's neither negative or positive. I have 1/4. I have 1. I have 2. And 23/5. Now I'm going to start with my positive numbers. Sorry, it's a little blurry. And I'm going to just jot a quick number line here with my 0 in the middle. And then I'm going to have my 1 and my 2 and my 6. Okay? So I know 1/4 is between 0 and 1. So 1/4 I could put about here. And 23/5, let me make that a mixed number. So 5 goes into 24 whole times with 3/5 left over. So it's 4 3/5. So that's going to go somewhere in here. Okay, so these are now in order. Now my negative numbers, remember, they go in reverse order from the 0. So I'm going to put -5, -4, starting with my whole numbers. And those are the only two whole numbers I have. So I'm going to say, this would be -1, and this would be -2. All right, so we have 5, we have 4. -1/2 would be in between 1 and 0 and -1. -3 3/5 would be between -2 and -4. Would be -3 3/5. And -4 1/10 would be between -4 and -5. So now I have my order. I would do -5, -4 1/10, -4, -3 3/5, -1/2, and then 0. Okay, and then I would start my positives. I would have 1/4, then 1, then 2, then 4 3/5, then 6. So 2 steps. First, list your negative numbers, and they do not need to be in order. Then list your positive numbers, and then start a number line. Do your positive section first, and then do your negative, and then put them in order. That is if they are asking for least to greatest. Okay? All right, now let's look at, this is page 71, and we're going to look at example 1. ordering rational numbers from least to greatest. Sam has $10 in the bank. He owes his friend Hank $2.25. He owes his sister $1.75. Consider the three rational numbers related to this story of Sam's money and write them in order from least to greatest. So we know Sam has $10, and that's positive. Remember, when you owe somebody money, that's a negative. He owes Hank $2.25, and he owes his sister $1.75. Now we need to put them in order from least to greatest. Well, he owes Hank the most money. So negative $2.25. Then he owes her $1.75. And he has $10, which is positive. So what you're going to be doing, exercises 2 to 4, it says for each problem, list the rational numbers that relate to each situation. Then order them from least to greatest and explain how you made your determination. We'll talk about explaining later, but right now you don't need to do that. I would like you to list the numbers and then order them from least to greatest. We will do number 2. During their most recent visit to the optometrist, the eye doctor, Kadisha and her sister Beth had their vision tested. Kadisha's vision in her left eye was negative 1/50, and her vision in her right eye was the opposite number. Beth's vision was negative 1 in her left eye and positive 25/100 in her right eye. All right, so we have Kadisha, and her left eye was negative 150. Mac is agreeing with us. And her right eye was the opposite of that, which is positive 150. And then we have Beth, and her left eye is negative 1, and her right eye is positive 25/100. So again, we have our positives here, we have our negatives here. This is farther away from 0, so that one is the least. Then 1, then 25/100 is closer to 0 than 1 and 50/100. Okay, so this is our least to greatest. Mac, you want to teach the lesson? Quiet. All right, so you are going to do number 3, mail. Remember, when you owe money, you have to pay a certain amount. When you get money back, refund check, you get money back. A bill is money you owe. Okay, so when it's a bill, it's negative. And when it's a refund, it's positive. Okay, you're going to do number 3. You're going to do number 4. And you are going to do 5 and 6 on page 72. And I will see you on Wednesday.